Hello everybody, this is N.M.P.D here, and today... And for today's video topic at hand, I'm going to be talking about a topic that literally anybody posts. I am 23 years old currently, and I don't have friends. Never really had any since I was born to begin with, so... And I'm honestly just more convinced as time goes on, because the more I think about this disgusting thing called the past, the more convinced I am. Now, the reason why I am going to mention my past again is because of this video, explaining to you why I don't have any friends, and also why later on in the video, I refuse to have any at this point. It all started when I moved to a new area, and I was definitely a kid at the time. I was in 2nd grade, and oh man, some of you that are OGs to the channel will immediately know where this is going, because you may have seen my older story time before talking about a reference like this. In my class, I believe my first ever friend who I thought was a friend at the time was the backstabber. That name, some of you may have already known who the backstabber is and why he is known for that title. I'm gonna get to that in a minute.
You want to explain yourself?
So a few years down the road, and the backstabber, of course, was still my friend at the time. He was still there. And during that timeline, I finally decided to make my very own YouTube channel for the first time ever. And I basically told him, hey, you know, I basically made this channel. Maybe you can give a little sub. And, you know, he ended up doing it. And, oh my fucking god. This is where things really got worse for me, is when, you know, the high school timeline comes in for me. That's when the backstabber left to somewhere else. And that's when he ended up doing the backstabbing maneuver, the betray, if you will, by unsubscribing to my channel and unliking every video that I posted at the time. And I know this because he made it out in the public. He made his likes out in the public for everyone, me included, to see. So then I immediately called him out for it. Then after that, I just moved on and carried on with my content as usual on YouTube. And then sometime later, I don't know how long it's been, he randomly comes back throughout my discussions tab, finally responding after all this time, saying,
"Didn't realize I unsubbed. Sorry."
And then I was like, really, man? After all this time, that's what you gotta say? Instead of wanting to admit that you're in the wrong for doing that, you're gonna still fucking lie to my face. Didn't realize I added rat poison to your ramen. Sorry. Didn't realize I, took a piss in your coffee. Sorry. Do you know how this looks? Do you? He's only sorry because he got caught. Because I caught him red-handed doing all that. And that's already enough of a sign to know that he was lying to me this whole time. Like, all this that we've been through wasn't even real. It was all just a measly little lie. It was all fake. But if you think that was over, no. That was only the mere beginning. Then after that, you know what he did? He decided at the time to go to my recent videos, and he pretended to be this yes man saying that the video was good or something. I don't remember the comment, but he was like fake praising my shit. Are you actually serious right now? Do you think I'm dumb? Just because I have some kind of mental condition doesn't make me fucking stupid. And then when he realized that I wasn't gonna be phased, nor was I falling for it, he just takes it back. He just unlikes my shit again and unsubs from me. He's gonna really act like all that when he knows I'm not falling for it. All right, you're gonna fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, perhaps shame on me. 3 times, you ain't gonna make me fall for that again. By him doing what he did, he cannot be trusted. This is somebody that was faking it the entire time. After that whole incident, I thought I was done with this lying bastard until a year later, which is August 8th of 2017. He ends up coming back when I was live streaming and basically went out of his way to harass me with his alt accounts or his little minions of his. Obviously, I banned him. You're not gonna just go around harassing me and expect me not to ban you. This is my channel. I can do what I want with it. And then after that, never really heard of him nor saw him ever again. And you know what? I'm not talking about just him. I'm talking about anybody else that I have unfortunately encountered within the past. Because I'm making it very clear. Once I leave a certain place, I'm going to treat it as a dead memory. I'm going to forget about it. And for me, it's better off that way. Because that's how I can truly move on from things. And some of you are going to question right now.
Oh, but Mr. N.M.P.D, didn't you have any other better friends than him at the time?
Honestly, not really. Not really at all. They are just as slimy and pathetic and also ultimately racist. very fucking racist, by the way. I've mentioned it before, and I will mention it again. And they're also just straight up narcissistic, copycat assholes. That's all they are. Specifically to those who do me dirty like that, I'm making it very clear that's what you are. Don't you be acting like you don't know what this is. You know exactly what this is, and you know exactly who you are for doing that. So I'm not even gonna call these guys my friends, and I refuse to. They don't deserve that title. So at the time during the high school saga for me, I got interrogated by revealing my YouTube channel by my coach. Now, I made a story time about that. You can watch that if you really want to know. I don't really want to get into that. It's so annoying to really recap it, especially if it involves my past, but I'm really trying to talk about it here. So story short, people found out. Now, I don't know how many people found out, but people found out, and this will refer to it later on when I talk about this. So at some point in time during that high school saga, I became really depressed and down. So when I got to school, at some point, you know, my teacher came up to me and was like, you know, I seen your video. I hope you can get through your depression and whatever and all that stuff. Basically, she wasn't being too genuine about it. She doesn't seem like she cares at all, which at this point I expected, because nobody there really cares about me like that anyway. Like, really looking back, nobody really there cares about me like that. They only act like they care because they have to. That's just a known fact. But they just really don't fucking care.
But Mr. N.M.P.D, you were just exaggerating. You need to calm down. I'm pretty sure they care.
You don't even know. You don't even know me. I can easily confirm that they don't, because where were they then? Where were any of them when I was going through any of that? None of them even came up to me about it. None of them even helped me about it. So where were they? Exactly, that's what I thought. I'll tell you what they've been doing the entire time. They were just playing the game called Switch. You take one finger, put it in your mouth, and the other one goes up your asshole. When somebody says go, you switch. That's what they've been doing the entire time while I was going through that serious dark moment. And eventually, I got through it thanks to me and me alone, because where were any of them then? Where were you? I'm not saying you as the viewer. I'm saying you as the people there. Where were you? I'm waiting. I'll be here all day, so come up with whatever excuse you got. I will call BS. After that few years of hell you call high school, I finally graduated and I didn't even look back. I got my diploma, got the fuck out of there, and I didn't say nothing afterward. I just wanted to leave, and I just wanted to make content in peace. I'm gonna just say it up front. This YouTube channel is honestly the only thing that is keeping me alive. Literally. Like, it's the only thing that's keeping me from losing my shit at the time. And even now, it's the only thing that I feel like I can truly be myself with nobody bitching and complaining about it. So, if you think I'm done telling the story of why I don't have friends, this is far from over. So, if you want to pause this video to grab some popcorn or have some Fritos, then be my guest. Because I have another reason. So, after I got out, a year or two later, I honestly don't remember at this point, I was still, as usual, making content, trying to improve, and then out of nowhere on Steam, somebody added me. We're just gonna call this guy Drake. And yes, the reference of the name Drake is the EDP of Drake. That kind of spoiled what this next story is gonna be, but I don't care. It's way worse than him just being an EDP to begin with, so. Story short, unfortunately, he was the first ever individual that I've genuinely collabed with, so he kind of added me to want to collab with me, so I decided, you know what, since I want to start things new, I decided to give this guy a chance. And oh boy, was that a mistake. Was that really a goddamn mistake. One of the biggest mistakes I've made was collabing with somebody that I barely know on the fucking internet. At the time, I didn't know any better. To be honest with you, he was kind of acting a little strange then and there, but, you know, I just kind of phased it off and moved on from it, I guess. And then, you know, I've already explained this all within a video talking about this whole thing, where this guy was actually a racist in disguise, and I didn't know until he actually full-blown said it, because he thought his mic was off or something. He was talking to somebody else while we were playing another game. He said the N-word, and I was like, wow, okay. I didn't know I was going to be around that again. So I didn't know what to think of it. I really did not want to, I was kind of too sympathetic at the time, but I kind of let it slide because I didn't want to ruin this. I want to try to make it better. I want to try to, that only made things worse. And then one day, I got this comment on one of my older videos, but for some reason it was gone when I checked it. It must have been deleted by YouTube, or he ended up deleting it himself. But I looked through the emails of the comment section, where this comment was allegedly saying that the dude that I was collabing with, Drake, is an alleged EDP and a rapist incest, basically. He did that to his twin sisters, and after I saw that, I was like, yeah, this dude is not a good guy. Like, this dude needs to go. I can't be around somebody like this. That should be already enough of a sign that if he's racist, what more could he be? Really makes me think. So I immediately cut him off from everything. After that, I checked his channel and I checked his videos, and they are all flooded with people saying that he is this horrible, horrible monster, which makes it more convincing that he really did do it. Then again, like, where's the proof? I tried to search it up on Google and got no results. There was nothing about the news about saying that, you know, Drake, I mean, I know his name and I know his face. Nothing about that came about it. I don't know what to believe. I just gotta believe it just based on how I encountered him. And he's not a good dude. Story short, he's just not a good dude. If you want to see the original video where I talked about it and go more of a lengthy detail about it, then it's going to be linked in the description, or it's going to be in the cards. Now, since that unfortunate incident has come to an end, the last story that I'm going to be talking about, based on why I don't have any friends, is the workplace that I used to go to. I'm not going to name the place for privacy reasons. I'm not going to be like them where they do me dirty with my privacy, so that's a big difference there. I've already explained this a couple of times, but I might as well explain it again for good measure to make it clear that I am serious with this. I have this stalking obsessed redneck weirdo that somehow found out about my YouTube channel. And here's the catch. Many of you might be wondering right now,
What, Mr. N.M.P.D? Did you expose yourself again?
no, I did not. I have learned from my mistakes, and I am never going to tell anybody about what I do from behind the scenes ever again. Ain't nobody gonna interrogate me ever again. But somehow, some way, this weirdo knows, and he's been very fucking obsessive over it since I don't know how long. And this motherfucker told everybody there about what I do, my YouTube channel specifically, with what I do. There's a reason why I never mention that, you know. There is a reason why. Not because I got nothing to hide or anything. It's because I want my shit to be private, and it has nothing to do with the job at hand. And I damn well didn't say anything about anybody having the permission to know what I do. They don't get to know for a reason, because I don't know them like that. And I could care less to know them like that. It's not like I'm friends with any of them, and I never will be. I already know what kind of people they are, at least. They remind me of the people back in high school, and that's already enough said. I've already explained it. I'm not gonna re-explain it again. And they really think that they were sneaky about it, too. Like, I can literally hear you talking about me for whatever weird, odd reason. But here's the thing where it's gone a bit too far. Alright, it's one thing for them to somehow know, which is pretty fucking creepy. But a whole nother thing to lie about who I am as a person. These people make up a bunch of shit like I'm some kind of villain or some kind of anime art antagonist or some asshole or something. Like, they are exactly what they're projecting. What the hell did I ever do to you? I never said shit to you. I never said anything bad. Since I know, you basically just asked for it. And since I knew what kind of people they really are, I've been avoiding to even communicate with them. I've just been focusing on my job and only the job. I don't really care about anything else other than that. Like, I'm mainly there to get paid. I don't care about having friends or anything like that. It means nothing to me. And then my former boss knew that something was up with me and had to personally talk to me about it. And I told him exactly what's up. And story short, I basically told him a little bit about my past, and then he kind of interrupts me and tells me this. If you hear this coming from somebody's mouth, do not believe it for a split second. He said, and I quote,
We're all friends here.
all I did from that was just played along with it and then moved on and focused on my work and only that, because I just cannot be around anybody like this. Like, I just really can't be around people who clearly don't like me like that, that don't even appreciate me. I can't be affiliated nor associated with it. I'm making that very clear. That is not going to work with me. And after 3 years of that job, he just knew I wasn't gonna be associated with any of them. And I assume, since they got no problem with assuming shit with me, so I have every right to assume with them, so I assume that they fired me because they're not gonna easily fool me like I'm some kind of jester for their little fucking game. They think this is a joke. They think treating me like that is a joke. Are you kidding me with this? Like, most of those people there are much older than me, and they act like fucking children. Unbelievable. And you know what? While I'm at it, I have every right to blame them for the delay of season 1 of the Gmod Zombie Apocalypse. You want to know why it's been such a delay? Why I just can't do it right now? They are the reason why I've been having a hard time developing and finishing season 1 of the remastered. Shameless plug, I don't care. I am still trying my best to work on it, but for this year, I just need to give it a really long hiatus. Next year, I'm going to resume back to trying to work on it again. I can't do it right now because of the shit I've been through lately. So after that, all for nothing. 3 years down the drain, for what? The verbal abuse, the lies, the shit talking behind my back, and racism, actual racism that I've been through there. If it's not 1 or 2, then it's all. I'm sick of this. I'm really just on to the point where I am finally sick and fucking tired of this shit. It's really pissing me off. They've made their choice, and I've made mine. It doesn't go any further than that. And these same people wonder why I avoid them to begin with. Like, you can't even make this up. And now I am on to a point where I'm putting my foot down with it all. I refuse to be friends with anybody anymore. Like, it's just not gonna work ever again. Like, maybe if I weren't to the point where I have to do this, then I'd definitely be very careful with who I associate with. But now I'm on to a point where I'd rather not with any of it anymore. Like, I'm just done with it. Even if I have a lot in common with somebody, which is very, very rare and unlikely, it's just not going to happen and it won't work.
But Mr. N.M.P.D, did you even at least try?
Oh, I did, and all I get in return is just the cold shoulder and people being salty for me for no good reason. So I'm never gonna waste my time doing that again.
Oh, but Mr. N.M.P.D, don't give up. There is still hope.
Hope? Hope for what? Hoping that it would happen to me again every goddamn time? Like a repeated cycle. No thanks. It's not even about having hope. It's just about finally putting down my foot and making it very clear with my boundaries, and they must be respected. If you can't respect my boundaries, then we're done talking. It is a very simple thing to do.
But Mr. N.M.P.D, do you just hate people?
At this point, yes, I do. I hate them. They make me sick. They make me want to vomit 10 times more. I don't know if this would be some kind of controversial take, but I hate my generation even more because they truly sicken me by just how it looks, and it doesn't look any good. So, from here on out, I believe that's all I need to say. I really appreciate those who have actually taken a listen onto this video. It's greatly appreciated. I honestly doubt many people would actually watch this. That's why I'm just nonchalant, just not really giving a fuck about the whole thing with this video specifically. So, yeah, that's gonna do it. I'll see you guys next time.